Hey, what's going on out there? I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. And in this video, I wanted to go over the Atom by PreSonus. Now, I got this a couple days ago. Actually, I got it delivered to me. And I was trying to get familiar with it. So I was watching some YouTube videos. And there were some things that I noticed when I read the user manual that weren't in these videos. So if you have this and you're probably not aware of some things that this is capable of, or if you're in the market for this, hopefully this video will help you out. So I'm going to make a quick beat. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a loop point. So I'm going to go ahead and set loop with that button there. I'm going to count off my bars with the right key. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can hit down to set the loop. I can hit shift, hold shift, and play to activate that loop. And all I have to do is hit stop to return to the beginning of the loop. So I'll disengage that. I'll go to the setup key and then hit browser. And from here, I can select my VST. So I'm going to use the PreSonus Impact. I want to open it up by the right key, go down to Impact. And then if I hit right again, that will expand and I can go through some of the packs here. Let's try the Easy Kit. Now I can hit select. So let's listen to this kit and see if it's something that fits our style. So if I don't like that kit, I can hold preset and just shift up and down to go to a kit that's more suitable. So I'll use this for the sake of the video. Now I can go ahead and start to record. Now, what I want to do is I want to create a count in. So I hold shift and hit this click button. And to activate the metronome, I can just simply hit the click button and we'll record something. Now, another thing we can do is we can set the tempo of the track, something that I didn't mention. So I hit the setup key and we can just tap the tempo in. All right. Now that is not in sync. So what I can do is I can hold shift and this nudge button becomes a quantize button. So I'll hit that and let's listen to it. Now there are some notes that aren't hitting as well as I would like them to. So what I'm going to do is hit this show hide and then I can hit the editor key. Now from here, I want to expand this window a little bit. Now from here, I can expand by holding zoom and then pressing down, and that opens that up. So let's go through some of these really quick. And we can raise the velocity of the sound by hitting this pad right here. And that's good for now. So what I want to do now is I want to bring back the Impact XT. So I'll hit the show hide button again. And now we can do a hi-hat. So let's find something. So I'll use this one here. And I'm going to use the note repeat. So to do that, all we want to do is pick what sound we want. We can hit note repeat and then we can record it in. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and Well, before I get out of Impact XT, I did want to show you a few other things that you can do with this. So what we can do here is I'm going to get out of note repeat mode, and I can actually, holding shift and select, that puts it into another mode where I can actually set the loop points for the sample. If I wanted to shorten it, this knob here zooms in to the sample, and this knob here sweeps across the sample. So we have those options as well. Now, if I get out of this mode by shift and select, then we actually have, well, let me go back to the initial bank. So if we hit shift and setup, we have this here, the external devices. I'm gonna bring this up here. And by holding the bank, the up, down, left, or right, we can scroll through the bank. So the initial bank is up. And with this, we have control of the amplitude, the panning, the pitch, and this one is not attached to anything. Now it says sample tune, but I don't see anything moving. So what we can do, now that we've touched that knob, we can actually go to another setting. We can right click it and assign it to that knob. Now the envelope for the filter, we can manipulate that. To go through the other banks, we just hold bank, go to down. Now we have access to the filter, the resonance, the velocity, and the filter on or off. Again, shift, go to the next bank. We have access to the envelope for the filter. And these two don't seem to be attached, but again, we can attach anything to these knobs. And there is one final bank, the start and end times for the envelope. So now that we're done with that, we can hit shift and setup, and we can close this out, show hot. Now I'll hit setup again, go to the browser, I'll scroll up, and I'll close this out by hitting left. Now I want a bass line, so I'll go to my tie, I'll go to the right, right again, and we'll hit this 80s funk bass. Hit select. Now initially this is how it'll open up with these two being orange. And as you can hear, that's really not a bass sound. So what we want to do is transpose that down. Now I want this to be in key. So an easy way to do that is, again, we hold the shift and setup to bring up our external device. And if we hold shift and scroll with this first knob, we can lock it into a scale. So let's go with major pentatonic. This next knob, we can set our root note. I like D sharp, so we'll go back to D sharp. And now it's in scale. So no matter what pad you hit, it's always going to be in scale. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out, shift and setup, and I'm going to record something. So let's go ahead and do it. Now again, this is not in sync, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this and I'll hold shift and I'll quantize it. Now let's listen to that. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift to disengage the count in and disengage the metronome. So there are other things that you can do with this. If we hold setup, we can actually duplicate, we can delete, And again, browse and tempo. So that's about it. I think I've covered pretty much everything. This has a very good, the pads feel good. You know, the quality of the actual controller feels very good, very solid. And you can get a lot of work done without really using your keyboard or mouse. You can do most of the things with this device here. So upon reading the manual, this is compatible with Ableton. It's a different type of setup. And I used this with FL Studio briefly. There is a Python script that kind of attaches most of these pads and these transport keys to FL Studio. But again, this is primarily Studio One and Ableton from what I'm reading. And hopefully this video helps you out. And until next time, peace.